May I have your attention, please? Worship will be starting in 1 minute. Please take this opportunity to prepare your hearts for worship and to be seated. And don't forget to put your cell phones on silent. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening.
Good evening.
Hey guys, how are you? Happy Friday, and welcome to Happily Ever After with Julius and Karen. Karen is moving slow, y'all, so y'all pray for her and throw some positive energy her way. Listen, guys, thank you so much for connecting with us. Can you just let me know if the sound is clear and you guys are seeing everything okay? Just want to do that before we really get into this. And as we're doing that part and waiting for some feedback, some thumbs up or something so we know everything is good. Listen, again, welcome to Happily Ever After. So grateful that you guys took out a little of your time on Friday night to hang out with Pastor Karen and myself, and I'm not sure what that was. We hope to make it beneficial to you. So scrolling down in the ticker line, if you can see it, is a way to connect with us, because Happily Ever After is not just meant for Community Christian Center, but it's meant for the body of Christ, for people at large that just want to get connected, that just want to be around some positive people, that live in marriage in a totally different way. I'm so tired of so many negative, messages and about marriage that we decided to do something about it. So if you're looking for a positive place for you and your spouse to hang out and to get some reinforcement for your marriage, we want to invite you to connect with us. And it's real simple to do. Simply text the word happy. Text the word happy to 804-925-1466. When you do, you're going to get a Connect card. The Connect card is going to ask you for 3 simple pieces of information, but they're really relevant to us being able to connect and to do marriage better together. So again, if you're not connected, if you're not hanging out, if we don't get to pray for your marriage and speak life over your marriage and just share experiences of our marriage that we hope will be enriching to yours, please consider connecting with us. Here's this. You can connect with us and find that it's not for you and simply opt out by typing the word stop. That's how easy it is to get out of it if you see that it's not something beneficial for you. But I think that our motto at 3C is life is better when we do it together. And I really think that is true in us doing marriage better together, because marriage, if you get this great community around you that supports you, you possibly connect with people that's going through what you're going through or have been through what you're starting to go through. And through and by their experiences, and they could share their knowledge, their wisdoms, they get to share with you to create better understanding in you and your spouse. Hopefully that empowers you guys to do marriage better together. So let's get connected. Again, it's real simple. We have been blessed over the last couple of years. We've been able to help hundreds and speak to hundreds of couples that are in marriages. We've been able to be panelists on what you call it, a marriage
forum,
of marriage forums or whatever. So whatever the right word is. So We're fortunate. We don't profess to be any kind of experts, but through and by the power of God and hard work and diligence, we've overcome some major issues. And in June, we'll celebrate 32 years. And it's crazy because they was taking bets that we wouldn't make it one. Somebody owe us some money.
Yeah. 32 years of marriage, but what, about
37 years
together.
Yeah. Her mama here, she owe me some money. She owe me some she owe me some rebate checks. Something. 36 years I've been taking care of this woman. I love her to life.
You got me on tonight. I will not tell y'all no story. I am definitely feeling a little slow today. Had a little procedure still.
But she's here. So y'all pray Pastor K's strength.
They gave me something they didn't tell me they was going to give me.
Hey, look, y'all, look. We're going to talk about this stuff, right? I come pick her up. She high as a kite. Y'all first lady was high. She doing fentanyl. She was high as a kite. Hey. Hey. So, y'all pray for her, man. Now, listen. This conversation hopefully will be engaging.
Hey, look, I'm telling y'all, I'm here as a visitor today. I'm just literally sitting here beside him, hoping. I'm just here. I'm just here.
She gonna have me talking.
He's talking. I'm just sitting here.
She gonna have me talking and talking to myself tonight. So look, man, y'all hear that? She just here.
I'm company.
So y'all gonna have to help me out tonight, right? Y'all
My brother Antoine, that you better click on tonight.
Oh, this is funny. So, Pastor K saying she just here. So y'all, listen, I'm gonna need y'all to talk back to me and help me out. What's up, Pastor White? My cousin, Alan White, shout out. So listen, let's get into this. Oh, here's the last thing I want to ask you guys to do. If you're connected and you believe that happily ever after is a blessing to you, will you share this on your page on tonight? We just copy the link and drop it on your page, or start a watch party or whatever, and let's just bless as many marriages as we possibly can, on tonight. So let's make that our mission on tonight, is that we're going to speak positive affirmations over as many marriages that we possibly can on tonight. So with that said, hey, a quick word of prayer. Father, we thank you always for your goodness, your mercy, your love, and your kindness. We just thank you for your many, many blessings on tonight. We ask that you open our understanding and impart in us wisdom, understanding, and knowledge for how to succeed in our relationships and how to be better spouses or mates one to another. Again, we believe and receive all things through and by the matchless name of your Son, Jesus Christ. And in the spirit of agreement, we say together, amen, 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 amen. So, we always try to drop little nuggets in this. And, we look for and get some feedback from our partners or other persons of, what might be important conversations to have regarding marriage and relationships. And so tonight we want to talk to you regarding four nuggets on how to strengthen your commitment in your marriage or in your relationship. How to strengthen your commitment in your marriage or in your relationship. So we want to drop four little nuggets and hang out for about an hour or so. And then if you guys want to shoot us some questions or thoughts, comments, feel free to comment away. I'll try to read some and interject and share. But please, this is not meant to be a monologue, but a dialogue. We are so used to doing this in front of our partners that sometimes, I'm tired of COVID. Let's all, get our shots or whatever we need to get so we can get back to hugging one another. I just miss our partners and hugging on them and loving on them. So 4 nuggets, right? That's what I said, right? 4 nuggets for how to strengthen your commitment one to another. Okay, so the 4 things that we're going to talk about tonight, you can make note, is 1 is that to strengthen your commitment, you have to have realistic expectations. So for each other, your spouse, spouse to spouse, you need to maintain realistic expectations. So that's number 1, is maintaining realistic expectations. Nugget number 2 is this: you need to learn how to spend time together. And a lot of we'll probably laugh at that one because it seems like we've been locked in the house together for a year. But even being locked in the house together for a year, have you really spent time together in that year? So again, spend time together. Number 3 is this: you need to learn how to invest in life together.
So, but are we going to talk about?
Yeah. I'm just listing them. Then we're going to go back and have dialogue on each one. So number 3 was invest in life together, and number 4 was address your conflicts. Address your conflicts. So 4 little nuggets that we want to talk about. Oh, where'd that go? Man, technology. Come on now, stop playing. Here we go. So 4 nuggets that we want to talk about regarding your marriage or your commitment, strengthening your commitment one to another. Okay? So let's get into it. We said number 1, have realistic expectations. Realistic expectations. So if you're writing your notes, if you're following along, here's number 1, have realistic expectations. So when we say this, what exactly do we mean when we say have realistic expectations? So I'll share.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Did y'all see? She said, "Oh no."
I'm sorry.
So look, guys. Hit me up with some of the stuff that when you hear that, what comes to your mind about having realistic expectations. I'll share with you, what I got, and again, we can have some open discussion about it. And Pastor K is just gone. She's gonna sit with us because she just loved me, and I don't want her to leave me here and happily ever after by myself. So, here, get this. Don't expect your spouse or your mate to be your better half. We often say that my spouse, my mate, is my better half. That puts a lot of pressure on the other person. Don't expect them to complete you. Don't make your spouse responsible for your happiness. Don't make it your spouse's responsibility to cure your sexual frustrations or to be the answer to your lust issues. Understand this: real expectations are found in true commitment. Through marriage commitment and genuine love, you can build, a sound friendship with your husband or your wife, and discover or develop genuine love. So there were some things there, that I just want to take time. I should be able to eat my food by myself. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, Joe, but we'll pray for you. No, but real expectations is this. Don't expect your partner to be what you're not to yourself. That's a lot of pressure. It gives you the excuse to not perform to the utmost level of your capabilities and capacities in the relationships by expecting them to be the better half. It's almost like okay, I'm giving myself an out, but I'm holding you responsible, not only to your stuff, but to my stuff too. Thank you, baby, for hanging in there. So, don't expect them, and then don't expect them to be your happiness. Expect them to share in your happiness, but don't make them accountable for your happiness. It's not your spouse's job to make you happy. It's your spouse's job to share in your happiness. Again, they're not the answer to your sexual frustrations, and they're not the cure to your lust issues. Those things are, again, personal, that you have to own and that you have to address. It's no need of bringing those things unaddressed, unattended into your marriage and then think, because I get married, these things are going to go away. Everything is going to be copacetic and good and cool because I have a spouse and my spouse is going to cure all those things for me. Nope, it's not going to happen. It's just a poor expectancy. Too much pressure. It's not fair to your spouse to lay that on them and expect them to be that to you. So, what you gotta do, hey, I forgot my disclaimer. We are home and we are live, and my grandson doesn't care that this is happily ever after. He at grandma and papa house. So, all right. Any thoughts, any questions, any feedback on that, you guys? One, realistic expectancies. Don't expect your mate to be your superhero, to be the resolution to all your personal issues, or to be the keeper of your peace and your happiness. Expect this person to become a sound, committed friend that's there to share your life with you, from God's perspective for the rest of your life. So don't place that, and we do, I think I probably even said, that my wife's my better half, and I never meant to put undue pressures on her of trying to perform to a certain level, but I understand how it could.
No, I think it's probably the other way around. I think sometimes I might put undue pressure on you because I constantly call you my hero, my everything. Because that's in my eyesight. I think that's what I look to you as. But I don't look to you as to make me happy. And right. I think probably early on in our relationship, I probably did look to you to fulfill that and make that. Mm-hmm. And that was something that I had to look to myself to realize that's just not realistic. Like you just said, mm-hmm. I had to realize that there were things that I had to do to fix that and do that for myself. But
So we got some questions, and we just, again, this is a dialogue, not a monologue. So the question that's came up is, what are some ways to communicate my expectations? That's great. That's a great question. That's an awesome question, actually. And if anybody has anything they want to throw in, feel free to share. But again, the question is, what are some ways to communicate my expectations? Like I think we've talked about it before, about having your date nights, having your vision plans and your planning sessions where you come together and you're discussing your relationship. And I think that's what we probably, even being married 32 years, if it's one area somebody said, where can you guys grow at? I think it's still discussing plans and desires and visions, and
having those open communications, even when those times of having those open communications might be touchy or tough, you still gotta have them.
And we're going to talk about that, but I guess from a perspective of conflict. But even that, ensuring that we are staying focused and we're on the same vision and we're headed in the same way, we're growing together. So I think, one of the big things that Dr. Mike and Dr. Didi have been teaching is having monthly meetings, family meetings, and
I wrote some stuff down that they talked to us about,
and having family, conversations. And I think that's important for couples. That we have grown apart or we've fallen out of love thing normally stems from a lack of communication, and really what it is we've broken or we've stopped having effectual communication. So yeah, now how can we move together, or how can we move in the same direction when we're not really even discussing, what that direction might be? So I think you do it just like you do anything else. You do it purposefully. So you got to plan it. Mm-hmm. And a lot of things in our relationship, which is why I love this form, because a lot of it, it has grown from trial and error, and probably more error, than we care, to confess to. But we take things for granted in our relationship, like it's automatically going to happen. Mm-hmm. Like somehow we said I do, and everything else about our relationship is on autopilot. Mm-hmm. And it's just not true, because the person you married 32 years ago is not the person that you're married to today. Mm-hmm. So if you've not worked to stay connected and worked to stay in unison, then you probably don't even know the person that you're married to. And I think that's what happens in too many instances in our relationship. And we see a divorce rate that's so high because I don't love him, is, I don't know him or I don't know her. And now we have these irreconcilable differences because we don't know how to communicate.
Like something as simple as for something as simple as a dressing, for instance, blue cheese and ranch. I didn't know that he really liked blue cheese more than he liked ranch.
Only on wings, y'all.
Only on his wings versus that. And I'm like, and so mentally, every time we order, because in this house, people don't know it. Everybody think that I like chicken a lot. I do. I love chicken. But he like grilled chicken.
I love grilled chicken.
But it's like mentally now in this house, everybody got to get it in their head. When we order chicken, because everybody here likes ranch except him. So it's like, oh my God, turn this car back around, because we got to go back and get some blue cheese. Because this dude don't like ranch.
She is waking up, y'all.
I'm like, I got to go back. And they be like, are we really going back? Yeah, because my baby like blue cheese, and we're not going back to the house because I'm not going back and eat no chicken, and we don't have him no blue cheese. Well, why can't you just go, and when you go to the grocery store, get him to buy some blue cheese? Because he don't eat it like that. He just eat it when
No, I don't. I don't eat it on anything else.
Don't buy no blue cheese and put it in the refrigerator. No.
I don't eat it on anything else.
Just something as simple as that.
That's a great, and we're going to move on to number 2, but that's great because, lack of communications, lack of communications really, really cause our relationships to break down. But yes, Pastor Joe, chicken is marvelous. Pastor Joe said there's no such thing as a bad piece of chicken. So, all right. So, where we at, baby? Number 2? Are you okay?
Yeah. I didn't realize it was far away.
Boy, don't just say no.
Don't take fentanyl, y'all. Don't
just say no to drugs. So, where we at, guys?
Number 2?
Number 2 says this. Number 2 says spend time together. So if you're following along, number 2 says spend time together. So here, this is funny because for almost a year, I think we started going into the COVID protocols around this time.
March
16th. The 16th.
16th.
So we have been literally locked in with each other for a year, and some people's marriages have dissolved in a year time because they found out that they didn't like the person that they were married to. And
can you believe that?
Yeah, I actually can, and here's why. It's because most of us are married to either our idea of the person or a shadow of the person, but we don't really know the person. Okay, think about it. Most of us on average spend 8 hours a day at work, we spend another 8 hours sleep, and there's another 8 hours that we have to interact with each other. Out of that 8 hours that we have to interact with each other, we're spending time with, our hobbies, or with our children, or with our other responsibilities. So the real question is, how much time do you spend with your spouse or with your mate? So if we probably, really dug down, we would probably figure on average, a couple spends somewhere between 2 to 3 hours a day really together. And in that 2 to 3 hours a day, how much time is spent either we're sitting beside each other, but we're not really conversing because she's on her device, I'm on my device, or there's something on the TV. So how much time do we actually spend together in conversation, in fellowship, not just our sexual encounters, that we have and then fall off into a deep, deep sleep, but really, how much time do we spend together to know each other? And that's what happened. People found out, now I got to spend 8 hours or 24 hours a day with you, and I'm finding out I don't know you, just like the blue cheese ranch thing. But for so many people, it was something so much different or deeper than that. They were finding that I didn't know this person, so because I didn't know him, I didn't know how to talk to them. I didn't know how to interact with them. I didn't know how to deal with intense times with them. Their presence started to become overbearing and taxing because we really hadn't spent any time together. And it's sad that how little time we actually invest in spending with each other in our marriages. Even think about it, baby. Even when you go on a family vacation, how much time do you actually get to spend with your spouse when you're on a family vacation? Because you're with the family, So I think one of the keys here is that, again, just like real expectations, we have to learn how to spend time with the person you're married to. Ask yourself this. Don't ask your spouse because you could get in trouble. Do I really know him or do I really know her? Could I pass a real deep quiz about the person that I'm married to? Could I know them blindfolded? What do I really know about them? Do I really know what their hopes, their dreams, their desires are? Where they're headed to? Do I know when they're out of sort? I don't know, and I think it's something that every couple needs to stop and prioritize doing, is learning how to spend time. And it doesn't mean I have to spend money in order to spend time. Time is a greater currency than money. Money buys a moment, time buys a lifetime. Money creates a moment, but this time that's invested creates lifetime memories. It could create visions and pathways that take us to the success that we're desiring. Pastor Joe said, leave your kids at home. Not listening. But truthfully, sometimes you do need to leave your kids at home. Yeah. I think the first cruise we took, we went by ourselves, and I was like, this is the coolest thing. We were forced to spend time. We were on the ocean. Couldn't nobody take a walk. Couldn't nobody just up and leave.
We could walk, but
I mean, around the boat, but you sure could say I'm going home. Unless you was Jesus. So, Sister Gore says, yeah, take a family vacation, then take a couple's vacation. That's so cool. That's so cool. And then set accountabilities. Set accountabilities. Put it in your calendar and set accountabilities that
on purpose.
that
like,
right
do stuff on purpose.
that says we gotta go. Like for us, we said that quarterly we have to break. We do a lot for the church. We pour out a lot and
family
and for our family. And quarterly we decided that we have to break to take care of us and to pour back into each other and to enjoy each other. And I think that's what you got to start thinking about, guys, is I know we're in the same place, and this is good. I know we're in the same place, but are we actually spending time? And I think that's what we end up. We end up living this and doing marriage from the idea that we're in the same place, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're spending time together. So we're talking about how to strengthen your marriage, how to strengthen your commitment. I think you have to prioritize each other in this thing with real expectations and then ensuring that you're spending time.
Yeah, because you don't want to get like frustrated because, we as men and women, we look at things differently because, men, are always, trying to provide, are always trying to make sure things are taken care of. And, we as women, and we definitely understand that, but then, we want to, want to do this, want to do that, want to be, still taken care of, but yet we understand that that's what they're doing. And we understand, but yet we were like, oh, come on, do you want to spend some time? So when we know for a fact that, hey, but in a month or in a couple of weeks, we're going to get that intimate time together because we have purposely, we know on our calendar that we're going to have that time together, just the two of us, then that makes a big difference. Like, okay, I'm going to leave him alone right now. Because I know in a couple of weeks we're going to have that time. Yeah. So
I do. I think that it is so important that, you invest in spending time. Again, it's totally different being around each other and spending time with each other. It's totally different being in the same place or sharing the same space than actually spending time together.
Yeah.
So here's some tips, and you guys can give some too. When it's time to spend, when it's that set aside time that we're spending it together, make some rules, set some boundaries. Hey, no electronics, no Facebook, Karen White. Yes. We're not gonna have this conversation about who's on their phone. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We already had this. We have already concluded that you're on yours so much more than I am. Because she watches Facebook for like news,
it's my TV,
entertainment.
It's my TV.
I told her, look, just cast the thing up on the TV and watch it.
I just want to watch it on my phone. Well, I can watch it on TV now because I got glasses. I just don't have them on tonight because I was asleep and he woke me up.
So look, make some and put this up there. Thank you. Set some boundaries for your personal time. No kids, no grandkids.
No grandkids.
Who are time robbers and space invaders. Mm-hmm. No electronics.
No
whatever.
work.
Yeah, no work. Whatever else you guys want to say. Go ahead.
Church.
No church. No church?
No church.
Are you sure?
No church. Church business. So that means you can't talk to Pastor Joe. You can't call flight decks or anything.
Oh, Lord, y'all help a brother. Yeah.
We'll have to get all of that taken care of before we leave.
I did good the last time. Thank you, ma'am, I think. Stop looking at me like that. We on TV. All right, so set your boundaries, whatever they may be. No church if you're hanging out with Pastor Karen. And then
Jesus is the reason.
And then focus on you. And here's my last tip about this. Because a lot of us get in this space and say, okay, we set this time, we're here, I don't know what to talk about. So carry some things to talk about, And it doesn't have to be the business of your home.
It could be games.
It could be games, but it could be stuff like, okay, your dreams, your ideas, your plans. Hey, let's plan for our future. At what age are we starting to stop working? All of that stuff, is great stuff to talk about, and it's productive. It bears fruit in your relationship. So my suggestion again is set boundaries, but maybe bring a topic, at least one topic, for that set apart time. And then, Pastor K's idea was bring games, whatever that enhances you in that time together with your spouse should be cool, right? All right, so number 1 was have realistic expectations. Number 2 was spend time together. Number 3 is, here we go, invest in life together. So, excuse me. Number 3 actually kind of piggybacks off of number 2 with spending time. And here's this. When we sit down with couples,
Jay.
When we sit down with couples,
Jay.
Go ahead. When we sit down with couples, one of the things that we ask them to do is,
You can just
go ahead, baby, is to give us a vision plan for your marriage. What's the vision? Why do you think God is calling you guys to be married? Because here's this: everything that God has designed is to bear fruit, is to be purposeful. So what is the purpose of your marriage? What's the vision for your marriage? What's the positive impact that your marriage should be making? So, it's more than about just you. Even your marriage is more than about just you. Your marriage is about making impact in the communities that you've been planted in. So your marriage gives you a great opportunity to invest in life together. And one way you could do that is finding investments or endeavors that you guys enjoy together. Like when she first started working with kids, I was working in banking. Nothing to do with kids, y'all. I was working in banking. I wore a tie to work. But the crazy thing is I worked second shift and then sometimes third shift because I worked in banking operations for Crestar, and it was a 24-hour shop. And I was on second. Most of the time, I was even doing second and third. So during the day, I found myself, when I should have probably been asleep, hanging out with her.
Helping
her. Yeah, so I'm volunteering with these kids. Now, mind you, I'm a banker, y'all. I have a business degree. My dream was making big money, signing big papers. That's what I thought success was. And crazy thing is, I'm hanging out with her, and I start to see how passionate she was about this and how invested she was and how she wanted to bring this home with her. And actually, she brought it home with her, and it invaded our house and invaded our space. And the next thing you know, I'm committed to her. I got a part-time job, and I'm driving vans and kids everywhere, and they don't know my name because I'm still Mr. Karen White husband. And I'm like, why I can't be just Mr. White? But okay, I'm Mr. Karen White husband. And now we're out, and the next thing I know, we're teaching Bible study. And I'm like, where did all this come from? And it came from the fact that we started investing in life together. And it was really contagious because I saw her passion for these people. I mean the people and these kids and their families, and she was pouring out so much, guys. She was pouring out so much that literally it became a family endeavor for us. Our kids were out in the courts. We were out in the courts, and we were serving.
And our family started coming. Remember, your mom started coming.
Yeah, she was cooking. My mom cooking in the courts. I'm like, what is going on? But it was all about, finding how to invest in other people together. And it really was. It was sparked by her, and we all just kind of jumped in and joined it. Her brother still does it now. It's crazy. He started way back then, but he still does it. He will drive to Fredericksburg to take kids in his truck, or for basketball camps, or to cut hair, or whatever it is, pouring back. So it became a big family investment for us. And I think that's what you got to do. You make your marriage successful when your marriage has impact, when it has purpose that supersedes just you and I. It's more than that.
Church has taken on.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, that's true.
Yeah. Our
church has the same identity and flows in that same passion, of
helping.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, our ministry is built on servitude, and
life is better.
Yeah, when you do it together. So I think that's what you got to remember. That's a part of it is, how does our marriage flow out, and become contagious in other areas, in other arenas, versus just trying to be fulfilled with you and I. Mm-hmm. And I think that has been beneficial because it gave us different places to grow. And it also allowed me to see the depth of the person that you were. Because, sometimes we see our spouses or our mates from one lens. But then I started to see you in an environment, and it was like totally different from this Karen that's at home, that steps back. And here's this Karen out here in the project that steps up and that makes things happen. That's an initiator. So you start to see the depth of the individual that you're connected to. You start to see their gifts at work. And you get a totally different regard of who that person is and their skill sets. And you begin to respect them there and honor them there. And I think that's important because sometimes we take our mates for granted, or we put them in a box of who they are to us. And who they are to us is become the totality of who they are. And that's a falsity. There is so much more to the person that you're with right now that you haven't discovered because maybe you haven't invested together in a certain place, or maybe you haven't been spending that time together, or maybe you have just false expectations of that individual. And so you're missing all of who they truly are.
Seen them
right.
In their element.
Yeah. So, when you do that, when you allow that person to get into their comfort zone and to get into their element, you begin to see so much more who they are. I was truly just by now. My wife is a huge basketball fan. She's been coaching, seemed like all of our relationship. Mm-hmm. Now she got me at the YMCA coaching a basketball team. Mind you, the most I knew about basketball was get your hands up on defense. My team would probably still joke me now because that's all I used to scream is hands up. But I'm following her, and I'm following her because, again, I'm watching her interact with guys that were, man, she 4'11", but being generous, we'll let her be 5 feet to make her happy. But she's coaching guys that are 6'3", 6'4", and taller. And she's screaming, don't come in here with your pants hanging off your hind parts. Don't come in here with your hair all over your head. And I'm watching these guys comply. And I'm like, if I said the same thing to this guy, it would have been a fight. Mm-hmm. And, again, just watching her make investments and impact and so many lives it became contagious. So it became our family endeavor, our marriage endeavor, and it started to cost us money. Mm-hmm. But it was an investment. It was investment in other people that we were willing to make. So find a place to invest together. whatever it might be. If you guys got a favorite charity or a volunteer event that you're going to do together, walking and stuff in these marathons with the opportunity to raise money. If there's something that has affected both of you equally or affected one of you and the others just want to be a support, those are great investments,
You used to bodybuilding.
Yeah, that was fun.
And he used to bodybuild.
Go back to sleep. Y'all got it fitting all. Ain't it loose lips, right? And then the hospital told her that we're not responsible for anything you say or do for in the next 24 hours. Maybe I shouldn't have brought her on tonight, but she might have needed a pass.
Oh, you used to put all that stuff on him.
All right. But she ain't hollering about how much she liked it though, right? Yeah. See what y'all did? Okay. I'ma move on. She might be stuck for a minute. So number 4 is a quick review. Number 1 said what? Realistic expectations. Number 2, spend time together. It's not that funny. Number 3 was invest together. Right? Number 3 was invest together. So here we go with number 4. Our last nugget on tonight is address conflict. Address conflict. And this probably is a big one. And probably one of the ones that, in all honesty, most of us in relationships don't do well enough. Listen, not talking about it is not a strategy. So for all my brothers out there, that's your strategy to how you deal with conflict is not talk about it. Let me help you one more time. Not talking about it is not, that's N-O-T, not a strategy, and it's especially not a strategy for success, okay? Every relationship at some point in time will have conflict. You can write that down. You can Facebook it. You can Instagram it. You can Twitter it. You can tweet it out. I don't care how much you love him. I don't care how much he loves you. At some point in time, every relationship will face some form of conflict. Now, conflict doesn't have to mean that I'm trying to beat you upside the head or I'm trying to cuss you out. No. Conflict is really just what it is. There's a difference of opinion. There's a difference of thought. There's a difference of direction. And we have conflict. We have a place of contention that we need to work through. It's just that simple. Everybody will get there. And here's the thing. Most people will blame some sort of conflict for the demise of their marriage, and that's literally a falsehood. It's a falsity. The conflict is not the reason your relationship has fallen apart. The unresolved conflict and the feelings that flow from it are the reason that your marriage or your relationship dissolves. And that's just how important this one is. Again, in everything, there are rules of engagement, and that should have been set forth at some point in time as you guys were sitting and developing the vision for your marriage. Is how do we argue? How do we argue? I don't like arguing in the bedroom because I don't like that contention in the same place that we're going to sleep, that we're going, I don't. We decided we don't argue in front of other people. Even if we mad, that's between her and I. We're not trying to show each other up. We're not trying to belittle each other. And I think we had to grow and develop in that area because, when you're angry or when you're emotional, you seem to, say things to win. And it's funny thing is that when you win, you really lose. Or, because literally me winning a conflict means that I'm trying to, hurt my spouse or make my spouse a loser. And that's not it. I get it. You're trying to get your points across, but you don't have to say that with words that hurt and words that tear down. That's just not it. The conflict ends up making us enemies one of another, and you got to understand. And I'm not trying to get super spiritual, but if the devil hates your marriage, then of course he's trying to use conflict to tear you guys apart. And if I make you my enemy, then that's how I'm coming at you. And at no point in time during conflict or conflictual issues should your spouse become your enemy. Your spouse is always supposed to be on your side, in agreement. Two that's walking together in agreement. Just because we have a conflict and we stop to process it shouldn't break agreement concerning our marriage. And I think we have to remember that the conflict doesn't have to become greater than our marriage unless we make it greater than our marriage. But you can't go through your relationship thinking that I can avoid conflict. Or when the conflict arises, I can avoid talking about it or dealing with it or, addressing it.
It's like anything else, like trash. If you keep putting it up under the rug, eventually it's going to keep piling up and piling up. You're going to notice it sooner or later. You're going to have to clean it up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's good, because I think in the beginning when you don't address stuff, this one may be more relevant with men maybe than most females, and is not dealing with it. What you gonna do? I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm good. So I'm good. So now we start to internalize it, and internalizing it, not realizing that it's creating an alt inside of us, or it's hardening our heart towards our mate, because we've not expressed how we feel, or we're not expressed that it disappointed or it hurt or whatever is done to us. Instead, we just internalize it. But even when you internalize it, doesn't mean you're not thinking about it. Doesn't mean that it's not affecting you and causing you to be affected in how you relate to your mate. And now they're asking you stuff like, well, what's wrong? And you, nothing, but but it actually is a something, it's just that you haven't addressed it. And the longer it stays inside and goes unaddressed, the more negative, effects it has on you. Because here's the thing, it's playing out in your mind over and over and over, and it's only playing out from one perspective, and that's yours. So if your perspective is one as being the wounded partner, then it's being magnified in your imagination of what the wrong is that your partner has done. And they have no idea that they done this wrong or they hurt you or said anything to you that, that affected you in this way, because you've not said anything. And your response was, I'm all right. Nothing. I ain't going to say nothing. And then you go talk to somebody else who has nothing to do with it and can render no resolution to it, but the very partner that needs to hear your voice and needs to feel or to understand your position, you share nothing with.
Somebody looking at you like.
But on the inside, now you're giving everybody the stink eye. You hot as fire. You mad? Watch, because your partner doesn't know. So your partner living life. They on Facebook, they laughing, they talking to people on the phone, they ha ha, and you got that look like, what's so funny? And ha ha my butt, you know. And y'all don't say butt, you know. And nobody, you know, here's this individual that can feel what you're not saying, but have no idea what's going on. And when they say, you know, what's wrong with me? You don't know? No, I don't know.
I mean, why you like that?
Why would I know when you haven't said anything? Now here's this one.
My friend asked me, what's wrong with me?
I can throw this off at ladies because they always expect, you don't know? Did you tell me? If you told me, I know. If you didn't tell me, no. I don't know. I'm not a mind reader, you know. And stop that where he should know how I feel. Why? Why should he know how you feel? Just because y'all been around each other, but doesn't mean that you've been spending time with each other or that you've even built a sound relationship with each other. I've been married to her for 32 years. No, I don't know always how she feel. You know, I just sometimes will just keep pressing, and I guess I get on her nerves, and she finally hit me with what's going on. But no, I don't. I don't know how she feels. I don't always know what she wants, you know, and I don't always know what she needs. But if she tells me those things, I'm willing to address it. Even if it's something about me, I'm willing to at least engage in the conversation to see where we can find happy mediums. Now, you know, sometimes I'll be honest. My answer ain't what she want to hear. See, look at her trying to hush me up.
Don't change this. Don't put no black in it. No. I like it. I just been studying it all night, like.
Well, y'all please help me.
Like really, like,
help me. Y'all see what a brother is going through over here. So listen, guys, man, that's it. That's our 4 nuggets on the night to strengthen your relationship and your commitment. Y'all pray for Pastor K that she's sober up.
Yeah, I'm getting ready
at some point tonight that she hits sobriety and she just says no to drugs. If you guys got any, if you got any questions or comments, please share them now. I hope this thing was beneficial. I hope it helped some. One more time, if you didn't get them, I think they've kind of dropped them into the chat, and you could just go in and grab them up yourself. I think they sound so simple, but I hope the elaboration really gave some insight to what what it looks like to master these levels. And here's the thing. At some point in time in your marriage, you got to begin to master your measure. You got to begin to master the levels of being married and doing marriage successfully. And I wish we would have had something like this in the formative years of our marriage that probably could have helped us avoid a lot of the stupid stuff that we endured, but I don't think it was a waste at all, because it is the basis of the platform that God has given us to sit on and to release from and to pour from. Again, we don't profess to be the greatest marriage counselors in the whole wide world or experts in doing marriage at all. We share from the grace and the anointing that God has placed on our life, and from the experiences that God has brought us through in life. So here's this, man. You gotta get something that helps you succeed in marriage on purpose, because that success doesn't just happen. It's achieved. It's accomplished. It doesn't just happen. So stop thinking because your wedding was so elaborate that it means that you're about to have a fairy tale marriage. No, the success of your marriage comes with work. Hey, will you put that in the line, please, in the chat? that the success of your marriage comes with work. And the challenge is, how hard are we willing to work for the success of our marriage? Make sure if you're relating here and you're not married, and the person that you're sitting with as your spouse, make sure that that person is a person that's willing to work as hard as you are for the success of your marriage. Make sure that that person's their dreams and their desires, their definition of marriage aligns with yours. Make sure their vision for life aligns with yours. There is no need to purposely yoke yourself to an unequal person thinking that I'm about to change that person. No, you're about to be frustrated and disappointed in life. So again, we hope some of this has helped. I hope you'll share it. Blessings to all the persons that will come across this and check it out later. Again, we want to invite you guys to connect with us here at Happily Ever After one more time. If you want to connect, and you don't have to be a part of our church to connect with this, it's just, again, it's a positive place with some positive people speaking positive affirmation over your relationship. So if you're married, if you're preparing to be married, if you're engaged, and for a lot of this, we invite single persons with the desire to be married to set in. There are some sessions and forms that we have that are sexual in nature, that we kind of don't really say that are probably best for single persons, but not all of our conversations are that way. So connect with us. It's real simple. Pastor K and I just want to help you do marriage better together. We believe in marriage. We believe in family. So connect. It's real simple. Text the word happy. Text the word happy to 804-925-1466. I'm sure it's in the chat, so you can catch it or see it later if you miss it now. But simply text the word happy. We would love to grow this forum to, hundreds to thousands of marriage couples that are just doing this together better. When this stuff breaks, we're looking forward to having our first real Happily Ever After conference, 2-day conference. So we're looking forward to that, man. I'm excited about planning that and building that and then presenting that. So connect with us. We want to invite you guys to everything we do, and the easy way to know what's going down is to connect with us right here on our Facebook page. So if you're watching on our Facebook page, simply like the page, turn on notifications. You'll know what all the stuff that's kicking off at 3C, whether it's Happily Ever After, the Iron Man Fellowship, Women of All Color, and
the ARC.
Yeah, and the ARC Financial. I love
Renew You.
Yeah, Renew You. Yeah, man, that's great. So we got stuff that's speaking probably to every phase and every stage of your life. Connect with us. Real simple to do. If you want to know more just about our ministry, you can connect by simply texting the word welcome. Text the word welcome to that same phone number. Again, that's 804-925-1466. You'll get the Connect card, complete the Connect card, and then you'll get some follow-up with some of our staff will contact you and help you find your niche here at 3C. I want to invite you guys to a couple of events, and then we're out of here. Please save the date for April 3rd and April 4th. April 3rd, we're having a community concert out on our campus. Unity and Friends are going to render and give us some great music. We're going to have a little food out there. We are still following COVID protocols. So here's this. It's an outdoor event. It's planned for outdoors. If it rains, we're just going to move everything inside, but it's planned for outdoors. You can bring your chair. Still going to have your mask. We're going to try to group people together. We're going to probably socially distance on our parking lot, but we're going to have a good time out there, man. And then on April 4th is Resurrection Sunday, Easter Sunday. We got a great day planned for the whole family. We got some great word. Again, we got some great music, praise dancing, children's 3C Kids Club. Got a great time planned for your kids. Oh, I forgot, on the 3rd, the event kicks off at 12 o'clock with an Easter egg hunt for your kids. So if you got some kids, you want to come, you're looking for a safe environment, bring them out. We've ordered eggs. They're gonna, just some fun. The concert starts at 1:30 with Unity and Friends.
The concert is free.
And it's all free. Free. So it's all free. Sunday morning, great time planned. So we would love to see your face in the place. Again, save the date, April 3rd, April 4th, kicking off at 12 on April 3rd, 10:30 on April 4th. Come on out, and let's really do life better together. Pastor K, is that it?
That's it.
Pastor K says that's it, guys. Pastor Joe is not here to tell me whatever else that we would normally do. So we guys, we're going to check out. Have a great rest of the weekend. Hope to see you guys Sunday morning at 10:30. Doors open at 10:15. We love you guys with the love of the Lord. Peace.